All right, so this is video 3 for use ratio and rate reasoning to solve real-world problems involving ratios and rates. So these are not hard, but they do take a minute to set up. So all your problems are going to look like a proportion, okay? Remember, a proportion, these are all proportions. It's like two fractions set up, okay? Except for it's missing a piece of the fraction, okay? So we're going to always start with the two fractions. So I drew my two fraction bars, and here we go. The ratio of tomatoes to red apples is 2 to 5. If there are 20 tomatoes, how many red apples are there? So the given ratio, meaning the ratio they give us, is tomatoes to red apples. So we're going to put tomatoes on top and red apples on bottom. So they say tomatoes first. That means the first number they tell us, 2, that's with the tomatoes. So 2 tomatoes. And the second number they tell us is 5. So that means the 5 goes with the red apples. So 2 tomatoes to 5 red apples. If there are 20 tomatoes, how many red apples are there? So they gave us a piece of our other fraction, 20 tomatoes. We want to make sure we put it on the same level as our other, where we put our other tomatoes. So over here we put tomatoes on top, so that means I'm going to put it on top on the other side. So 20 tomatoes. And what we're trying to find is how many red apples are there? So our missing piece is right here. We want to know how many red apples you would have if there's 20 tomatoes. So we do what we do with proportions. We cross multiply the two numbers we do have. So 5 times 20 equals 100. And then we divide by the only other number we have, which is 2. So we're going to do 100 divided by 2, which gives us 50. And the final piece is that we have to put that 50 into context of the problem. So we're not just going to put 50 down and be like, that's our answer. We're going to answer the question in a full sentence. So how many red apples are there? There are 50 red apples. All right, number 26. We're going to set it up. Our two ratios or fractions or proportions. So the ratio of berries to oranges is 10 to 1. So that means berries is 10. So 10 berries. And oranges is 1. 1 orange. If there are 25 oranges, how many berries are there? So we got 25 oranges. Do I put it on top or on bottom? I put it on bottom because look, I already have oranges on bottom right here. So oranges are going to stay on bottom. So we're going to put our 25 oranges right here. And what we're looking for is how many berries are there? That's what's missing here. We don't know how many berries. So we're going to do what we do. We cross multiply. So 10 times 25 equals 250. And then we divide by our only number that's left. So we're going to take our 250 and divide by the 1 orange. So 250 divided by 1 is 250. And the last piece is we got to answer our question. How many berries are there? There are 250 berries. Berries? Berries and what else? You guys are too young for that commercial, but maybe one day you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, number 27. The ratio of potatoes to turnips is 1 to 1. This one you don't even really need to calculate, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So potatoes to turnips. So potatoes is 1. 1 potato. Turnip, 1. 1 turnip. So if there are 473 potatoes, potatoes are on top, so we're going to put 473 potatoes on top. The question it's asking is how many turnips are there? That's what's going to be here. That's what we're trying to find. How many turnips are there? So we do what we do. We cross multiply the two numbers we do have. So 473 times 1, which equals 473. And then we divide by the only other number that we have, which is 1. So we're going to do 4. Oh, that really looks like a pencil. 473 divided by 1. If you already saw this answer in the, I'm going to rewrite this. So 473 divided by 1 is 473. So if the ratio is 1 to 1, if there's 473 potatoes, that means there's going to be 473 turnips. So we need to answer the question, how many turnips are there? There are 473 turnips. Now, if you already knew the answer to that question without even solving anything, good for you. That means you just don't have to solve anything. But if you didn't, that's okay too. Man, this is all about produce. I'm so embarrassed. These are all produce questions. Anyway, oh well. All right, 28. The ratio of pears to green apples is 1 to 3. If there are 150 green apples, how many pears are there? So I'm going to set this one up for you. So pears, it's 1, so 1 pear. Green apples is 3 because it's second. So 3 green apples. And then it says if there are 150 green apples, that means 150 green apples goes on bottom because we already put green apples on bottom. How many pears are there? So what we're trying to find is how many pears are there. And that's going to go here. So I want you to see, I want you to see if you can solve this one on your own. I'm going to give you the sentence stem. So your answer should take the form of there are blank pears. Okay. Number 29. The ratio of bananas to melons is 30 to 1. If there are 300 bananas, how many melons are there? So I'll set this one up. Bananas is 30. So 30 bananas. And melons is 1. 1 melon. If there are 300 bananas, 300 bananas goes on top because we have bananas on top on the other side. How many melons are there? So what we're trying to find is how many melons are there? That's going to go here. So see if you guys can solve this. I'll give you the sentence stem. There are blank melons. And the last one, I want to see if you can figure out how to set it up and solve it. So that would be a level 3. If you can set it up, I'll give you a 2. But if you set it up and solve, that'll be a 3 for this target. So number 30. The ratio of blueberries to strawberries is 1 to 7. If there are 210 strawberries, how many blueberries are there?